Sorry, boys, just had to land my spaceship real quick. The rut tester is back. The terrain deformation tester is back. The mud tester is back. We're back, boys. So, let's pick a gate. We're going to go medium gear ratio. We're riding a stock bike out here, no biggie. It's technically not a stock bike. Stock setup, let me make it clear. Okay, what a better track to test the terrain deformation system on than Daytona. I feel like we just had to go to this track to do it. This is pretty much full sand. The whole entire track kind of has a sandy vibe to it, so you would just assume that this track would probably show the most terrain deformation of any other track out there. You would just have to guess that it would. I'm hoping so, because I know in these milestone games, sometimes you can go to certain tracks and it pretty much doesn't even show any terrain deformation. And then you go to other tracks and it's like, oh my God, there's terrain deformation everywhere, right? So I'm trying to really give you the best view that I possibly can. You can see how the track is here in the very first lap. Smooth as a baby's bottom, right? And we'll see what she does here once we get a couple laps in. Okay. But yeah, I did notice a little bit of terrain deformation going on some of the previous tracks that I've rode on for, you know, various different kind of videos. So I do think there is quite an actual, you know, bit of a terrain deformation element to this track right here. No big deal. We didn't cut the track. No big deal. No big deal. There's a little trick line for you boys if you want to win a random online race here. That should cut you off like 2 seconds a lap right there. But, oh, brakes. Oh my God, we barely got her stopped. We barely got the pony stopped here. I'm not used to riding with this medium gear ratio. This is interesting. Not seeing a whole lot of ruts coming around here yet. Kind of see there's just a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. If we can't really see much ruts here on this track, I know there's another track I can get on where we should be able to see it a little bit better than this. We've got to be seeing it in the sand. I mean, yeah, you're starting to see it a little bit there, but I know that in MXGP 2020, there literally was no terrain deformation in that game. Not even visually. Like, you couldn't even really see the terrain deformation in that game. So, man, I tell you what, we've already rode one lap here, and I'm not seeing a whole lot. I'm really not seeing a whole lot. That is weird. You would have thought, man, you just would have thought in Daytona this would have been one that would have been, you know, you really could have started to see it just in one lap. You certainly would have thought that, but I'm definitely not seeing a whole lot yet. But I think the San Diego track is the one that I'm talking about that was rutting up. Even when I was just in there by myself, that thing was rutting up pretty quick. So we may have to go to that to really see what the heck's going on here, because this is just not really doing it right here, boys. I apologize for that. I really thought Daytona was going to have some ruts on it, but apparently not. So that's kind of lame. That is kind of lame. Well, I don't know what the decision making was on that there, Milestone, but let's go to a track I know for sure is going to do something on it. In which it may start to do more there on Daytona if you ride a crap load more laps, you know. But let's see. New event. 450. San Diego. This almost got like a sandy vibe around this whole track as well. Kind of like a light dirt color. You can see it right there. I mean, it looks like a track that would deform in a milestone game for sure. All right, we don't need the ceremonies and the monster girls. Let's get this thing going. Get this thing going here, boys. Okay. Let's try to rip this whole shot. Oh, man. Let's do a in real life Tomac start. This is about what it would be like. Tomac getting starts in real life. Yeah, that's kind of funny when you think about it. But look at the damn. I do need. Let me go back. Let me restart. Oh, sorry, I was trying to make a joke right there with Tomac. Let me actually pull the whole shot here so you can see the track on lap 1. Why the hell did that reset my gear settings there? I don't know. But thank God I checked it. Okay, old Spency boy hitting the wrong button for the clutch. I'm used to the way it was in the old school MX versus ATV days, where the clutch was actually on a different button. Okay, now I got a little bit of a clean track going here. Fuck you, AC. Alrighty then. AC's out here trying to get his first win. It's really cute. Okay, so now you can kind of see how the track's pretty smooth, pretty chill. There's a triple in here. Gotta make sure and nail that. Triple fatty. So you can kind of see what the track looks like. Really pay attention to what that looks like, because it should look quite a bit different when we come around here on the second lap. Let's see. What the hell are they throwing cautions over there? Like, dog, I'm in the front. Oh, that triple's a huck from the inside. That is a huck. That's a huck. Can you triple that? God dang, that would be a big triple. Okay. By the way, I'm pretty sure I had this AI on just like super easy, just for the fact of like trying to get out in front of them. Just so I can show you the, you know, standard version of the track. You can see it a little bit. You can see it you can see it on the jump face right there. You saw all those little micro ruts over the jump face. You can see it right there. See it right there on the jump face. That's definitely a sigh of relief, knowing that it's at least rutting up some on the jump face. We'll see how much of a roughness vibe it gives to the track here. That is definitely already more deformation than we had in MXGP 2020, though. There's no doubt about that. You can see it right there. Looks like it's kind of deforming the whoops down a little bit. Okay. Try to hit this outside. Damn, there's a little pre-made like roughness spot right there where if you hit it, you're not going to be able to do the triple in there. All right, AC. All right, dog. You're a little thorn in my side right now. A little thorn in my side. Good one, AC. Good one, bro. Okay. Let's try to focus up here a little bit. Yeah, now you're starting to see that shit. Look at the jump face right here. See it starting to rut that down? Of course, it may not make that much of a difference at the end of the day, but at least you can see it doing something on the jump face. I remember it kind of doing that like back in, I think it was like Supercross 2. It was doing that where it was rutting up on the actual jump faces itself, but it never really seemed to make that much of an actual physical difference. And it just seems to me like it's probably still not going to make that much of a physical difference. It's never really made a physical difference, like actually getting into the rut. It's never done that in one of these milestone games. If one of you guys think that it has done that in one of these milestone games, you're bullshitting yourself, because it never really has. What it is it makes a deformed rut, and then you happen to go kind of in where that visual deformed rut is, and it tricks you into thinking that you actually went into a rut, but you didn't. You didn't really go into a rut. You see, like that right there, look. You see how it kind of looked like I dug into one of those ruts? No, I didn't. I just happened to go where it was in the corner, but I didn't really dig in a rut, in a physical rut that's like up off of the ground. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between those two things. I'm struggling a little there for some reason. Not really sure what the hell's going on. I do notice it a little bit whenever you come around the start straight and you're kind of like, you're hitting it like diagonal from the way the ruts or the direction of the ruts. You can definitely feel it a little bit there. I'm feeling it a little bit in that corner, which seems to be a little more sandy than the rest of the track. I can feel it a little bit there. And kind of see right there, there's a little bit of it as well. But some of it's kind of hard to tell if there was already like a little bit of pre-made roughness there to begin with. But right here, you can feel it a little bit. You know, but some of it, like, you know, some of it's hard to tell if it was like pre-made character to the track or if it was the deformation that actually changed it, you know. It can be a little tricky to tell what it really was, you know. Okay, why do I keep doing that? I keep coming out of that corner and like just shooting to the left a little bit. I don't know what the heck I'm doing right there. It's because I'm thinking about that 3N right there the whole way around that corner, and I'm not like smooth, you know, on the throttle out of the corner. I mean, yeah, you can feel it a little bit. Yeah, you can, but it ain't like major. You know what I'm saying? It ain't anything major here. Can you like square that up? Holy shit, that's a weird little way to hit that. But yeah, boys, be sure and have that notification bell turned on for my channel if you want to get all these videos notified to you, because I'm uploading like crazy right now. Little wheel tap. Big old triple right there. Big old jump face. I like the size of these main triples on this track for sure. All right, this one's tricky because you don't want to go too fast in this corner. You'll overshoot. You know what I'm saying? You'll overshoot that. I don't know. Dude, I've been hitting that triple in like every lap, and then I come in here to do some live gameplay and can't hardly do it at all. Oh, man. That's how live gameplay is, though, man. You'll look way slower than what you really are when you're trying to come in here and talk in a video while you're playing the game. Okay. Yep. There's that triple from the inside. There we go. You just kind of got to get that straightforward momentum to be able to hit that. This track looks pretty cool in the standard nighttime version. You can see all the city, the lights in the skyscraper windows in the background and shit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's definitely the line there, doing like a wheel tap and then kind of slings your momentum forward. You can see the ruts on the face there a little bit as well. Again, you can see them on that jump face probably even a little bit more. But yeah, they definitely... See how you gotta like swing that corner wide enough to be able to triple in there. Instead of, I was accidentally kind of like getting on the gas a little bit prematurely, and it was causing me to do like a micro slide and not just like carrying my momentum all the way around the corner. So we're still real early on in this game though. Like I haven't put, you know, I probably got like, I don't know, maybe 5 hours into this game total at this point. So we're still real new to it. Still real just figuring out kind of how the game works here. Okay, but here we are probably on like lap 6 or 7. You can kind of see what it's done to it here. I don't know if it's going to kind of hit a plateau where it basically just stops making ruts, or if it's just going to keep on keeping on. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it's doing a little bit. Don't get my words twisted. It is definitely doing a little bit here. See, if you hit that corner too hard, it gets you in a situation like that where that corner is really tight right there, and you're kind of having to hit like a double into it. So you got to be you got to be slow on the corner entry and then fast on the corner exit, but you got to be lined up perfectly to where you get that straight drive traction out of that corner. Damn, lost all my momentum right there. Hit a little sand patch there on the inside. That was kind of interesting. Okay. But yeah, I don't have a crap load of laps into this track at all, so that's a cool rhythm over there, though. I love the skill gap to that 3N. Both of those 3Ns. The 3N in the sand from the inside's pretty skill gappy. The 3N on this rhythm up here is pretty skill gappy. These main triples are big enough to at least make you think a little bit every time you hit them. But this one right here in particular, this one's like you got to go slow right here, get yourself lined up, and then get on the gas. And then you can hit it perfect every time. It's kind of you got to wait till you're lined up before you really get on the gas. You know, you don't want to just be like banging it out of the corner. It's going to be real hard to hit that corner properly when you do that. That corner's actually rutting up quite a bit there. Guess I'm just going to keep going up this inside, trying to smooth carry my speed. You just got to hit those jumps wide open. Both of those 3Ns, that sand from the inside and then the other 3 in, you got to hit those wide open. I don't know why I keep trying to let off of the gas, because there is absolutely no reason for me to be letting off the gas at all. Yeah, that inside before the finish seems to be getting pretty rough. But I can't tell if that's like the pre-made that's kind of that way, or if it's the deformation that did it. I just don't really know. I think it's like kind of both that's causing that here. Okay. There we go. You just kind of got to know what you're doing and lean back at the right time right there, and you can hit that every time. It's not even really that hard of a... I mean, yeah, it's skill gappy when you don't really know the track and you haven't rode a bunch of laps on the track, but once you get this track figured out and you play this game more, that won't be too hard to hit that. Let's see how rough this is right here. Not super rough. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you guys can kind of see for yourself what it's done on the track. You can definitely see it, but it's kind of the question of how much physically is it really, making like a rough spot or a deformation on the track. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. You're definitely not really digging into a rut. I mean, I can pretty much guarantee you that. You're not really digging into these ruts. You're just not. Like, they're there, and it kind of looks like you are, but you're really not. You're just really not. If anything, it's just giving you a slight little bit more of a micro roughness feeling around the track. That's the only thing I can kind of feel from it. It just feels like it makes everything just a little bit more rough, a little bit more vibration in the controller when you're going around the track. But that's about all I can really tell that it's actually doing here. We're probably on lap like 15 now or something. 10 or 15, somewhere around there. So this is probably about all she's going to do. I mean, let's just keep it real. Probably about all she's going to do here. If anything, it's probably just going to get smoother at this point, if anything, right? But let's see. Okay, some dude's taking that far inside right there. All right. So that triple's not tough. You just got to be a little patient in that corner entry. And get yourself lined up and get on the gas, and you can hit that pretty good. It's not really like beating the ruts the whoops to shit. It's just really not. Like, it may be doing a little bit on the whoops, but it ain't doing enough to like make a gnarly ass whoop section or anything like that. So yeah, to some of you guys that were hoping for this like super terrain deformation system in Supercross 4, I don't really think you're gonna get it here. It's about what you'd expect from the most amount of terrain deformation you've had in some other previous milestone game. It's not really much more than that. It's not really more than I can't really say it's much more than we've ever had before. It's more than we had in MXGP 2020, because that game basically didn't have any in it. But it still doesn't really feel like it's doing like more than we would have had like back in Supercross 2 or whatever. It doesn't really feel like it's much more than any of those kind of games. So either way, that's about all there is to the old terrain deformation here, guys. I mean, there's not really much more to say to it. Hopefully in the future we can get more of a... I mean, you can see the ruts, like visually, you can definitely see them. And you can feel them just a little bit, but this ain't nothing like no reflex terrain deformation or anything like that. It is not that. Let me just say that for damn sure. It ain't no reflex, really digging a rut. Like, it ain't that. It's definitely still that milestone terrain deformation, but this may be kind of a stepping stone into the next Supercross game. The next Supercross game may have a really solid terrain deformation system to it, so we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that. But it hasn't really done much more over these two Supercross triple jump faces. I mean, you can see, like, yeah, it's done a little bit, but I think it's kind of starting to hit, like I said, that at the start, that sort of plateau where it does its deformation, then it pretty much kind of stops really digging down. You know, it's not digging any more down into the ground. If anything, it's just kind of changing where the ruts are in the corner, but it's not digging it any deeper or really anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's doing a little bit. I mean, this may be the most we've ever had in any milestone game, which is not saying a whole lot. You know, you got to remember that. Even if this was the most we've ever had in a milestone game, that's not saying a whole lot of anything. But it may be the most we've ever had, but it definitely ain't like blow your socks off or anything. It definitely ain't like, oh my God, finally we got full-blown terrain deformation in these Supercross games. It's not like that, bro. It's just not. Like, I mean, they're still really soft, blow them out style ruts. Like, I could go in any rut in this corner. It's going to feel like I'm not even really in a rut, right? So, yeah, basically, in a nutshell, that's pretty much what we got here. But either way, don't forget to go follow me up on Instagram, add me up on Snapchat at Spencer Turley, no spaces and no capital letters, and I will add you back up. And I appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.